Hello everyone, welcome back to the Beacon. Today we have something really unique, fun, and interesting that I've never ever done before here. We have a fake Pokemon region. So a few months ago, I met somebody on Twitter and Instagram that I DM'd and said, hey, I see you have a fake Pokemon region, I'm a huge fan of it, and if there's any chance that you would let me make a video series on it, please, I would love to. So he reached out saying, yeah, no problem, feel free. I'm going to credit him in the description of the video if you guys ever want to go check him out. This region is not even done yet, so there's a lot more to be added as time goes on. I don't exactly know how much we're going to cover in this video. It really depends how long everything takes. The way everything's laid out on Instagram, there is a lot of jumping around. So the Pokemon aren't exactly in order, but I will put them in order for the video. So if it does take me a few seconds to kind of figure out where I'm at and readjust myself, I do apologize, but I'm gonna do the best job I can to make this cohesive and flow well. So before anything else, if you are new to the channel, I want to welcome everyone to the Beacon. We're gonna waste very little time and we're gonna hop right into it. If you guys like this, I would for sure love to do more fake regions in the future for Pokemon. So before we get into it, the region is called the Zorneo region. The first thing it says is, welcome to the Zorneo region. Journey through the wonders and mysteries of the rainforest region. This is like a little Pokeball design they had made up for the region. I think it looks really nice. I think I like the jungle rainforest aesthetic. It looks super cool. So that's the same picture. So the first Pokemon you're gonna meet. So in this series, they have trainers, they have lore, they have backstory, they have items. I didn't really know exactly where to start for this, so I'm gonna just do my best to find the best starting point. I think everyone's gonna be happy if I start with the first starter Pokemon. So the first starter Pokemon is the grass starter Duredge. So basically you can see that the Pokemon itself, the shiny form, which looks just beautiful. So the category is the spiky fruit Pokemon. The ability is sturdy, and the dex entry says it usually sleeps by hanging on trees, often mistaking them for fruit. You can see roughly how tall it is, and then also there's a little drawing of it next to it as well, which looks really nice. The next Pokemon is Cubrave, who's more or less I think it's called the Justice Pokemon. It's got the ability Flash Fire. It despises injustice. Despite its small stature, its bravery is unmatched. And you can also see how tall it is roughly compared to the trainer. And this is probably my favorite one of the bunch. I think having a water elephant is just so cool, man. So this is Elefrown, who's the frowning Pokemon with the ability Suction Cup. The dex entry says part of its phase of growth is for it to be left to fend for itself in the wild, making it frown longer. And that's roughly how tall it is compared to the trainer. So before we move on, guys, I want to just ask you, if you had to pick your starter in the region, obviously you guys don't know what the evolutions look like, but based on the starter forms, what do you think you would pick so far? And then later on, when I show you guys the final evolution forms, I'll ask you guys, more in depth of what you like better. But I would say for sure I would 100% have to go with Elefrown for mine. The next thing, guys, it says pick your starter Pokemon, and then it does show that they all evolve at level 18. So we're gonna do the first forms first, then the evolutions, and then we'll go to the final evolutions. So we're gonna try to go in order of the Pokedex. So Cubrave evolves. Basically the first Pokemon, the first grass type, who is Duredge, evolves into Scavenge. So Scavenge is the scavenger Pokemon with the ability of Sturdy. Its love for adventure and scavenging is second to none. It loves to collect unique rocks and fruits. You can see roughly how tall it is compared to the first evolution. There's a shiny form too, if you guys missed it as well. It was there too. So not a bad Pokemon. I'm not hating on it at all. It doesn't really stick out to me. I like that it's kind of wearing a hat. If you can kind of tell that. So it's okay. The next Pokemon, so Cubrave evolves into Braversa, I believe. Probably one of the best shinies I've seen in a long time with the blue fire. It is the heroic Pokemon with the ability Flash Fire. The dex entry says its fire burns bright when it sees injustice being done. At night, it will keep watch over the forest and will act when it's needed. And you can see roughly how tall it is compared to the other Pokemon too. Not a bad design at all. But I don't think any of them come close to Elefrown's evolution. It's called Crankyfant, who's a water and a poison type, which it's just so good. So this is the only type so far that has a dual typing. The other two were monotypes. So it's the cranky Pokemon with the ability to Suction Cups. It is easily annoyed. It will ooze out poisonous glands when it is feeling cranky, which is most of the time. You can see it's literally as tall as the trainer is, which is just mad. There's no way I'm not going with that. So I would have to go with that evolution undoubtedly, even though it's pretty close actually. It's really weird how they have it laid out because they don't actually show the final evolutions till a little bit later on. So Duredge evolves into Scavenge, and then Scavenge will evolve into Venture Edge, who I think is definitely like this is a serious step up from the other two. I think it looks so good. It says it is the adventure Pokemon with the ability Arena Trap. It has a deep sense of curiosity for discovering new uncharted territories. It loves to venture into cavernous areas, dense jungles, and it will even dig deep into the underground masterfully. Its whips allow it to move freely as it pleases, and it is a grass and a ground type. Roughly as tall as the trainer, like roughly as tall, and then that whip is literally so awesome. I gotta say. So the next Pokemon is going to be Savior, who looks like it's got tires for arms. It is a fire and a rubber type. So this generation actually included a brand new typing in the rubber typing. Like, I didn't even notice that right away. It is the Savior Pokemon with the ability Bulletproof. It has a burning sense of justice as it leads its pack with great responsibility. It acts quickly whenever it sees an appropriate danger and will jump in front of upcoming attacks without a second thought. It bounces off attacks confidently. Look at the shiny form, man. It's literally a green. It's got green flames instead of blue. So it went from red and then blue. No, I think the red, blue, and then it was green, which is insane. And it's like a trainer and a half almost, which is hilariously big. And the next Pokemon, who is definitely my favorite out of all of them so far, is Eliplague, who is a water and a poison type elephant with like tentacles and and tusks, and it looks so good. It is the apathetic Pokemon with the ability of Corrosion. Its sorrowful and angsty days are over since it was managed to overcome them with apathy. It now travels alone, lacking care and attention to its surroundings, only caring for its own needs. It moves confidently through bodies of water and jungles, sometimes damaging them. And the signature move is Toxic Tide. The shiny is like a purplish pink, looks really great, and it's got a little bit of blue in there. It's roughly like 1.5 times the size of your trainer, and I for sure would choose this Pokemon out of all the starters. So if you guys want to let me know right now in the premiere or in the comments, if you guys are watching this afterwards, let me know what your favorite starter Pokemon in the Zorneo region are. I feel like all the starters are pretty strong in this region, if I have to be honest. So guys, we covered all the starters. Now we're going to get into some of the protagonist or the main trainers and the professor in the region. Actually, the professor might be a little bit later on. I don't really know yet. But we'll cover the two protagonists, and we'll get to know a little bit about them really quick. So we have Pico, who's a male human, age 16, which is a lot older than 10. Likes bug Pokemon, sweets in nature, dislikes sadness, snakes, and spicy food. You know what? I like him already. Originally comes from the metropolitan city of Batavian. Pico moved to the rural area of Zorneo with his twin sister and his parents. He is very optimistic and will face anything with a big smile on his face. So there's him. That is actually the professor you see next to him in the region. That's Professor. I don't even know what his name is yet. I forgot. So that's the male protagonist, and this is the female protagonist named Abby, who is a human female, obviously. She likes battling, spicy foods, and pop songs, and she dislikes losing, swimming, and small spaces. Originally from the metropolitan city of Batavian, Abby is the twin sister of Pico. She's witty, smart, and ambitious, and she's naturally gifted in battling. She loves battling and aims to be the champion. So basically they're the same height, it looks like. They're twins. So guys, the first Pokemon that you can find in the region, like the regional bug type, the first Pokemon that you're going to find on your adventures. So this is Slumbug. So Slumbug is obviously just a bug type. So this is like the Caterpie of this region, essentially. So it is the sleepyhead Pokemon with the ability of Gluttony. Can be commonly found in the forest of Zorneo. It usually lays on its back, rocking its own body until it falls asleep. Its colorful body makes it an easy prey. The shiny is purple and white and like a little bit of blue, which I like a lot. Big props there. And then you're going to have Slumbug, which evolves into Puparniv, which is like, to me, it looks like a giant circus tent, maybe? Or it's a bug type still. Is that supposed to be a circus tent? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay. Yeah, it's the carnival Pokemon. That's amazing. So the ability is fluffy, and after getting much rest and a lot of sleep, it begins moving around the forest while spewing out an attractive scent and festive noises that will attract praise. The signature move is going to be Festive Scent. And there's like a little arrow pointing to the sun and the moon, so I wonder if that means that like it evolves differently during the sun and the moon. And as you can see, it's way bigger than the first evolution. It's significantly bigger than the first evolution. And then that will evolve. Yes, there is a day and night evolution. So if you evolve it at night, it will turn into a Jollypede. There's the shiny for it. It is the Ringmaster Pokemon with the ability of Filter. It leads a band of Slumbugs and Puparniv along the forest. It uses its tail to conduct and lead a large group of bugs. It's non-aggressive and joyful by nature, and if you encounter it, you should greet it. It's a bug and a rubber type. Essentially the same height as the trainer if you look at the height of it. So it like basically doubles in size every time when it grows. And this is the daytime version of the evolution, which is called Mudskipede. So Mudskipede is the strongman Pokemon with full metal body. I think I would probably go with Mudskipede if I had to choose. It emerges from a shell bigger, faster, and stronger. Its sole duty is to protect the hero from any kind of danger. Though it lacks intelligence, its raw power is very reliable. With the signature move, they have signature moves. I didn't even really notice that. The signature move is Rough House Sunday, which is a bug and a rubber type. Wait, it's bug and fighting type. It's a bug and fighting type. Wow, I would for sure go with Mudskipede if I had to choose. Would you guys go Mudskipede or would you go with Jollypede? Pretty sure I should be guys in the premiere right now if you guys are with me. So let me know if you guys would go Mudskipede or Jollypede. I will say this is my favorite Pokemon in the region so far, and I think like I don't know why, but like I've always wanted the Pokemon that's like a regional bird. I'm gonna say this, and there's gonna be one that I'm not thinking of, like a white regional bird. So this is Mychirp, who is a normal and a flying type. The category is a Mina Pokemon with the ability of Gale Wings. This tiny bird can fly through the forest with absolute ease. It glides and swerves using its tail as a steer. It is everyone's favorite tiny bird in Zorneo. And the signature move is Rebel. Interesting. As you can see, the shiny is like more like the regular form has like the gold tip of the beak with the blue accents everywhere else. And this is like reversed for the shiny form. It's actually not that small compared to the trainer, but it's not like huge by any means either. And that evolves into a Minaglide, who is an electric and a flying type, which, come on, man, that's chef's kiss. It is the gliding Pokemon with the ability of Gale Wings. It can usually be seen gliding through clouds, gliding through colors, and swooping down into the forest in search for food. It mostly spends its time hanging out in the clouds. Its tail acts as a lightning conductor, with the signature move of Starbird. It's way bigger than the first evolution. And that will evolve into Stormglide, who is a electric and flying type as well. So Stormglide is the Storm Glider Pokemon, which is, never would have guessed that. The ability Airlock and the Dex entry says, Thunder and Lightning is its best friends. It glides through storms and harsh weather with ease. It sings an eccentric song as it glides through the sky, attracting so many bird watchers that watch in awe of its aerial performance. With the signature move of Thunderidge Daydream. Easily my favorite regional bird that's ever been a bird. I would pick this thing every time given the choice. The rodent of the generation is actually called Squirrow, who's a normal and a dark type. And this is my favorite rodent too. I don't even know. This is really cool. It is a rogue Pokemon with the ability of Prankster. It's got a pretty cool shiny too. It is stubborn by nature, always going headfirst into anything it faces, although it is not the toughest Pokemon out there. It never backs down from a fight. No signature move, which is kind of sad. And that's roughly how tall it is compared to the trainer too. I like this Pokemon so much, it is called Squirravage. Squirravage is the Ravager Pokemon with the ability of Prankster. It is said to have the busiest tail of all the Pokemon. Its tail can grow up to 130% bigger than its own body. As its tail grew larger, it becomes more vicious, and the signature move is called Bushy Bash. And it's also a normal and a dark type. I gotta say, I think I like the non-shiny version of it better than the shiny. Like, the red, for some reason, to me, looks a little better than the blue. And my favorite color is blue, too, so it's weird that I think that. But I do think that. So next, guys, we're gonna we've covered the starters, the regional bird, the regional rodent, and the regional bug, like on the first route. So this is the professor called Professor Rafsolian, human male, age of 40. Professor Rafsolian is the official professor of Zorneo, a very unique and quirky man, lacking emotion and humor. Although he appears to be stern and cold, he's actually a very lighthearted and warm guy, which causes a lot of misunderstanding. His passion for Pokemon is second to none. Love him already, man. Favorites are bear Pokemon, coffee, and flowers, and he studies the rubber type, climate change, and artifacts. Interesting. So he's like 1 1/4, maybe times 1 1/3 times taller than you are. Dude, that floral shirt. He's got his mug says "World's Greatest Professor" on it, man. About to grab a cup of tea with this guy one day. All right. So guys, there is actually not just one rodent in the region. This is also another looking rodent that is in the region called Robostar. Robostar is the caffeine Pokemon with the ability of Hustle. It is an electric and a ground type, which is literally so cool, man. It feeds on coffee beans that are abundant in the forest. It stores them in its pouch so that it can constantly snack on them, since it uses a lot of caffeine energy. Its poop are highly valued due to its strong flavor. Oh, it's awesome. Electric and ground type. It's like up to my character's like almost top of its leg almost. And that evolves into Barristar, which is also an electric and a ground type. It is the barista Pokemon with the ability Power of Alchemy. It is now able to control its coffee bean eating habits. Instead, he can now express its love into a tasty beverage. With its mastery in brewing and mixing, it specializes in making drinks that even humans cannot resist. The signature move is Shakachino. And like I said, it's electric and ground type. What? Certain Pokemon in Zorneo region will gain a new additional ability which will allow them to brew, cook, and produce a special item that will also boost the party. So it can basically brew what's called a Barristar's Special Brew. After defeating a Pokemon, or 3 Pokemon, the Barristar will produce an item, which is called a Jolt Presso, and restores 70 HP, and it boosts speed. That's insane. I actually like that a lot. Alright, so the next Pokemon, so that was Pokemon number 20, correct? I believe, yes. It's a little bit funny how these are all organized, but I understand why. I like this Pokemon so much. It is called Ababa Curse. Definitely inspired by an abacus. So this is the counting Pokemon, with the ability of Bad Dreams. It originates from an ancient mathematical tools that are long forgotten about that spirits started to embody. Ababa Curse often wanders around ancient ruins, giving travelers difficult questions. They manage to answer correctly, a prize they shall receive. But if they fail, an old ancient curse will befall them. It's a ghost and a psychic type, which is really cool too. So I'm assuming that there's a positive. Oh, there's a plus and a negative version of this Pokemon. So the plus version gives Ababa Curse a special attack power, and the negative weakens the opponent's special defense. Wait, special move is the counting curse. So the stat changing move with a 50% chance of power up or power down. So I wonder if they're not different forms, like the ability can change it from okay, the ability probably changes it from plus to negative, I'm assuming. I would probably run an Ababa Curse on my team. And then Ababa Curse evolves into Ababa Cult. Also a water via Duststone at level 45. So it's the cultist Pokemon with the ability of Disguise. Once an Ababa Curse has gained a significant amount of wisdom from a Duststone, it will evolve into a higher being called Abacult. It leads the other Ababa Curses and instructs them to spread the teachings of an ancient mathematical method. Its domains are mostly in the innermost part of a ruin, guarding the treasure. The special move is Algebrath. It's so cool, man. Also get the same kind of ability, and I would probably use it. I would probably use an Abacult on my team if I had to make a team like this. I would definitely run one for sure. There's no doubt that I would do it. Because the next Pokemon is called a Gum Venus, who's a rubber and a poison type. That shiny's looking so good. Gum Venus is the gum snake Pokemon with the ability of Aftermath. The Dex entry says its body has the consistency of chewing gum. It can slip into its body into small holes and crevices. It is not aggressive by nature, but its colorful markings as a warning of other predators that it is poisonous, and eventually, if it gets eaten, it will immediately be spat out. And the signature move is Sticky Chew. There's a lot of rubber types in this game. I mean, obviously, if you have a new typing, you're gonna want to have like more Pokemon be that typing. So I get it. So this Pokemon is called Paddywack. Paddywack is a rubber and a fighting type. They're like all rubber Pokemon. It is in the competitive Pokemon category with the ability of Stamina. It loves training and competing, and it will challenge any Pokemon that are bigger than him. When it loses, it will humbly accept defeat and go back to train. It will never back down from any challenges, though it has an aggressive demeanor and it's highly respectful of others. With the signature move of Slap Happy. I kind of like him, man. I kind of like him. I feel like I might use one on my team. So, guys, I believe we skipped an evolution. So, Paddywack. So, the Gum Venus actually does evolve into the Gum Python, which is a little bit out of order, but that's fine. It's a rubber and a poison type. And it's got the ability of Sticky Hold. The blubber of thick fat around its neck produces a sticky gland with a sweet scent that attracts other Pokemon. It then traps them using its sticky neck, sometimes storing them to consume later. It also uses its sticky and rubbery appendages to move freely around trees, sticking itself anywhere that it wants. And this one also has a culinary feature. Certain Pokemon in Zorneo region will gain a new additional ability, which will allow them to brew, cook, and produce a special item that will boost the party. So this is the Gum Python Special Candy. After defeating 3 Pokemon, Gum Python will produce an item. You get 5 flavored chewing gum, which boosts all stats for 3 turns, poisons the user on the 4th turn. That does not sound very helpful. I do like Gum Python a lot, though. It's a very cool Pokemon. And then Paddywack will evolve into Clank Lobber. Clank Lobber. Clank Lobber. It's also a rubber fighting type. It is the Clobber Pokemon. Fun fact, my first ever email... No, not my first ever email address. My old gamer tag on Xbox was ClobberTime233, which I still use for some stuff to this day. After winning battles after battling, Paddywack can evolve into Clank Lobber. Its body is thick yet flexible, and it loves to challenge anyone on its path for a friendly bout. It is known to have a bouncy body that can be hardened, and if anyone manages to defeat it, it will give that utmost respect and adoration to that person. It's also a rubber and a fighting type, which is super cool still. Also has the culinary ability, which a hearty soup that will fully restore the user but puts them to sleep afterwards. I mean, there's Pokemon that have that like sort of thing, right? It's basically like rest, obviously. It's just like rest, which is interesting. Ooh, okay, so we have our first regional form here with a Zorneo Drowsy, which is a full dark type. So it is the underling Pokemon with the ability of Unnerve. Zorneo Drowsy has lost the ability to put foes to sleep. Instead, it now specializes in keeping foes alert and on their toes. It will keep harassing and taunting its opponent to no end. It's very mischievous, and if it sees anyone falling asleep, it will slap, poke, and even make an awful noise just to annoy them. And its signature move is called Harass. I like its shiny form too, even though it's a little bit subtle. And that will evolve into a Zorneo Hypno, which is a dark and a fighting type. A fighting type Hypno. It is the underboss Pokemon with the ability of Anger Point. Zorneo Drowsy has lost the ability Hypnotize. Instead, it has gained an affinity to combat. It is advised to never lock eyes with it because it will see it as a challenge to its Pokemon or to its position and power. Never looking one of these in the eyes. It is extremely prideful, which could be a challenge to trainers, and once you have gained its respect, it will be loyal until the end. With the signature move of Enforcer, I would probably have one of these in my team. I would probably use a Zorneo Hypno. It's got a third evolution. So it's like Linoon. It's got a third evolution. It is called a Magnifico. It's also a dark and a fighting type. Magnifico is called the big boss Pokemon. You know what? I don't use Pokemon usually that I feel like the evil team would use, and I feel like the evil team would definitely use one of these, and I probably wouldn't use it now. It has got the Anticipation ability. Zorneo Hypno is able to evolve once more into Magnifico. An encounter with a Magnifico in the world is highly rare since it tends to stay in the deepest part of its lair. Maintaining order in its pack, it's calm and calculated. It will most likely avoid any unnecessary fights unless it has to. When it fights, it is unstoppable. It's literally like it's like a Snorlax or a Slacking. It's huge, man. And this Pokemon, guys, is called Chrysorn. Chrysorn is a Steel and I would use this on my team for sure. Steel and Bug type. It is the Dagger Pokemon with the ability of Rough Skin. When this Pokemon sheds its skin, its leftovers are sought after by martial artists to be used as a martial arts dagger. As it grew larger, its horn become more curvy and shiny. Sometimes its horn becomes so large and heavy that it is unable to move, making it an easy prey. Its signature move is called Dagger Horn. I would definitely run one of those on my team. Oh man, there's no doubt. So this Pokemon is called Chrysorn. So if you trade it with a metal coat, it'll evolve into a Chrysorn. It is the assassin Pokemon with the ability of Rough Skin. As it grew larger, blades start growing on its limbs. Its blades are highly treasured by hunters for its exceptionally sharp curves. It is at its weakest when shedding its skin, so it will find a good hiding space to keep itself from danger. And the signature move is called Curve Slash, and the shiny form looks amazing. It looks so good. So yeah, Steel and a Bug type. So guys, this will basically show you all the Pokemon that you can see on Route 1. I think for today's video, we're just going to cover the trainers, Route 1 Pokemon, and a little bit of the backstory of Zorneo. So we didn't cover much of the backstory, but like I'll briefly cover it before we do end. But yeah, this region is the Indonesian region. I would recommend anyone to go check out EJ's channel because he literally is such a talented person. So yeah, the Zorneo region is based on Indonesia and its culture. Discover the mysteries of Pokemon Peak and Pokemon Abyss. There is, I think we might actually save some of the lore for next time now that I'm thinking about it. But this is actually how the region, there's actually a compass you can see right here, guys, if you see the compass. So this is the general layout of the map with the north, west, east, and the south. And this is the Zorean Gym Challenge. So this reminds me a lot of Alola with the Gym Challenge, where like there's different rings that must represent each type. So I think I see the Ghost, I see Fighting, Bug, Psychic. So it must be the Ring Challenge. So here's the land of Zorneo, a land by 4 different factions with different beliefs and principles. Although there are no current wars, a cold war is currently happening with each faction trying to get ahead of each other. These factions are led by gym leaders and regional leaders, which trainers must defeat in order to obtain the prestigious Agate Ring. The Agate Rings are symbols of power and position. Trainers who manage to obtain all rings will be invited to the forbidden part of the region, the Santara Temple. And then the professor says the Agate Ring symbolizes power and position. Only those who are truly worthy are able to obtain these rings by defeating a gym leader and also a regional leader. These rings were crafted from an ancient agate rock that contains a mysterious power that gives trainers and their partners special benefits. So guys, we have barely scratched the surface of this region, but like, I didn't really go in depth with it until this video today, so I learned a lot myself. Guys, I want to say thank you all so much for watching. If you guys liked the video, I'll do a part 2, and we can do all the Route 2 Pokemon, go a little more into the lore of the Zorneo region. This is like something brand new I've never done here before, so any feedback would be highly appreciated. I hope each and every one of you guys has an amazing rest of your day. Let me know what your favorite Pokemon was. Let me know what you think of the professor of the region. Let me know what your favorite starter was. And let me know if you guys could like make your team right now out of all the Pokemon that we've assembled so far. Let me know what your team would look like right now as well. But yeah, I'm definitely down to do more of this in the future for sure. So thank you all. I love you all. I should have updated the member outro by now as well. And if there's anybody that is still rocking with me in the Premier Man, give me some nucks right now, please. I would really appreciate it. So you guys have an amazing rest of your day, and I will talk to you all soon. So thank you. Also, Pokemon Snap Pipe if this comes out before then. So thank you guys.